Hello, this is the Phoenix Within. I have decided to do another unscripted recording. I had previously thought that my last unscripted recording would be my last. However, the last of anything right now is the reality and the government as we know it. Let's see, let's start with definitely the first topic is the Oscars. Irony is the primary understanding behind the Oscars. I'm sure you all can completely understand. Along with the expense of the Oscars and the expense of the stage, everything there is that's needed to present the Oscars is not just a waste of money, but is only to privileged individuals who pretend and act to make money, a lot of money. Yes, acting, theatrics is an art, yes. However, an obsessive amount of money creates an excessive amount of entertainment. Entertainment over value, human value, and you have Hollywood in a basket. Same thing with the government. Just to tag the Oscars just a little bit more, break into the surface a bit more. Avatar did not win the awards it should have. Hurt Locker did instead. Why? Because it's about Iraq and it's political propaganda. Even on Fox News today at 4, I forget his last name, but it's Neil something, I'm not sure. He even mentioned that the movies that truly deserved what they deserved, aka Oscar, they did not get recognition at all. Hurt Locker, I'm going to be very brief about this, but there's a pretty intricate point about it. That's the only reason why I'm bringing it up, of course. Hurt Locker did nowhere even close to Avatar. With trying to gain political gain through the Oscars, this is proof of showing how badly this government is blind to their own work and plans, not to mention blind to what the people's reaction is going to be. The people's reaction to the Oscars, although that's not a big topic at all, still though, their reaction is they are going to see through the political propaganda and is going to be more pressure, well needed, against the government. And earlier today, I watched Glenn Beck, and I don't know if you all watch Glenn Beck, but Fox News at 5, Monday through Friday. Don't miss Glenn Beck. You will be witnessing something very grand. It has been in the making for a long time. As of 2008, December, do not know the exact date, although I probably could find it. I think I actually have it in my favorites, never mind. Glenn Beck mentions the New World Order, how that's their ultimate goal. That's what they want to do. NWO was spoke of. That's how far ahead of the time Fox is. Glenn Beck is, however, way further ahead than all media sources. Now, Fox is known for being used during the Bush years. Look at the media now. What power does Obama have at all right now, besides clamoring at his plans that no one wants? Even the Democrats and Republicans don't want it. People obviously don't. That is how frail the government has become. Their own plans go against them. Corruption, chaos, unnaturalities eventually feed upon themselves. It does not matter how intense those occurrences draw out to, because this has been drawn out for a long time. It does not matter. They cease, and when they cease, a realization dawns. The government is going to look back after whenever they had started, and whomever had started with the corruption, and realize the whole time they were going for something that was not just, well, essentially ugly, but then they're going to realize who they could have been, how the world could have been. They will see their ironies. Irony comes in both beauty and in the opposition. In other words, how your potential could have curved at some point in an experience that could have amplified or enhanced. Angles. You could also call it angelism. The government will see what they could have been. They will see the beauty they could have been. They will see their core self will say, this is who you could have been. Visions, potentials, potential future, you name it. And this realization is a dawning. Dawning meaning the expansion of awareness is so bright and so prolonging that the being can essentially have no control over how deep the realization is. Because after all, realizing, becoming, and being is the unfolding of both rebirth and evolution. You can't be if you're not becoming. Becoming is to say that you are understanding, maybe not in real time, however that is recommended, but you are understanding. You are constantly unfolding essential experiences, essentialities that you are progressing through, whatever they might be. Now, in unnatural circumstances, that's extremely questionable. Okay, so with the Oscars and, well, I guess you could say politics to the side, where does this lead us? Because as of right now, I'm sure many of you who are watching the news, well, if you're not watching TV, I don't blame you, but if you're not watching the news, you are essentially missing out on the most historical moment for not only Gaia, but more specifically known as, which is her actual name, Estrela. You are missing out. You are. Because on the news, you are going to see both the ET disclosure and also you are going to hear, this is a whole other disclosure. It's another existence. The disclosure of the hybrid existence is going to be an actual view. So, yeah, you're going to see that on the news. You're going to see amazing witnessings on the news. You have the spiral in Norway, which through one of my sources has confirmed there was 3 before that. Now, Norway was the more popular one. This was on CNN. Obama fled Norway. HARP. I've heard many people mentioning it was HARP. HARP is used for fear tactics and also to implement extreme government tactics. There is nothing to follow that. Obama fled. Norway just pretty much just sat back and watched something that had never occurred before. Where's HARP in that? Earthquakes. Yes, of course. HARP is used in some of the earthquakes, but when you have 30 earthquakes in a month, and then you have so many other occurrences with earthquakes, HARP can only do so much. On top of that, with HARP, HARP is a fear tactic. It is used to hurt economies, but in the case of how bad the economy is across the world, the government actually would be suicidal to use HARP at this point. There's already enough natural disasters that have occurred, and they have not planned this, and they have no control over it. The government is literally at their last moments, their last days. Maybe not even plural. It might be a day from now. It would not surprise me. Okay. With the government exposure, which we are seeing on the news, Fox News is the #1 nationally. And I know what that sounds like because, whatever's #1 on the news must be rigged, controlled the most. I completely understand what you mean, but that is not how it works anymore. Have you noticed that with InfoWars, you have Alex Jones, he's a shill. That was debunked a while back. He only spreads how bad the government is, not actual evasive and defensive movements of both legit truth.